Welcome to yet another edition of my Car Mechanics Sim 2021 YouTube series, and we're going to be doing a bit of a palate cleanser today. We spent the last 4 episodes doing all the cars in the Jaguar DLC. This time, we're doing something a bit different. This is a non-DLC car. It's a Bolt Reptilia R2, which is based on like a 80s era, like a Corvette basically. So as you can see, parts condition's not that great. The frame and interior are in decent shape, but she's going to need a bit of work. And just kind of reference here, we paid about 35 grand for it, so that's our kind of our starting point where it's going to be. I don't know how much these go for fully rebuilt, but we're going to find out. So let's get started. So we are already missing the hood and a door and possibly a window. Yeah, everything else is accounted for, looks like. So let's get that on order and that on order for now. And then we're going to get the rest of this off of there. We're going to replace all the glass in the headlights and taillights because none of those are fixable. We'll replace the stuff that's missing. One thing we might do before we dig into the body is do the frame real quick. That should be everything that we can pull. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, let's do the frame real quick. Only were that easy in real life. Alright, let's fix up the existing body panels. Nope, missed it by one. There it goes. Okay. Let's get the rest of this on order. Go ahead and sell these since they're not remotely fixable. And we're not going to use the existing plates. There we go. That all. I believe that's it. Yeah. The rest of it's going to have to be ordered. Let's do that. We'll get the stuff we currently have on our shopping list. Get a brand new hood. Right door. And we'll get one of the taillights. The other taillight. Trunk window, thank you. Windshield. Left door window. Left headlight. And the other headlight. Okay. Those put in. We'll get the custom plates here in a little bit. That's it on that. So we're gonna go ahead and get that. That. Those same place we got everything else. Side mirror. And right window. Okay. Alright, let's go get some custom plates. We're gonna do our typical custom plate. 2 of those. And you could just type it straight in instead of having it do it this way. I mean, I have an idea why they did it like this. It might have something to do with, I think this game's on console, so they have to be able to have a way that's like common to both, I think. At least that's my working assumption right now. Alright, get those on. Oakley dokley. That should flip back over there. Body's 99. What did I forget? Or should I say, which one did I forget? Got those. But who's not 100%? That's all. Hang on. That's interesting. Okay. No. We don't want to scan. License plates on front and back. We got the headlights. Something's not right here. It's at 99%, so something didn't get fixed. That or something's missing. Yeah, that's 100%. 100%. Start peeling things off here and figure out. Okay, those were both 100%. Okay. And shield. Very rarely did we ever have to take things apart twice, but yeah, it was 100%. That. Let's see, it should, yeah, sitting there at 4% because we've literally stripped everything off there is to take off of this thing. We've already repaired the frame. It's weird. I mean, I suppose it's not the end of the world if we don't get it to 100%, but everything we have is 100% part quality. I don't get what... That is interesting. We could take it to the car wash and see if maybe it's, for some reason, thinks it's still dirty. I mean, we ran into that kind of problem with the interior a few times. Well, it's worth a try. See if that works. Curious to see if the interior changes too, because the interior is at 89. No, wasn't that. Well, I guess we'll work with it for now, get everything else to 100%, and then come back and see if we can go through the parts list at the very end and see what might have... There has to be something missing. Unless they're counting the paint job, which shouldn't count, but... Go ahead and paint it anyway. I don't like this color. So we got a metallic color. All right. Let's pick something a little lighter. One moment. Sorry about that. Had to go take care of something and briefly pause the recording. So let's take a look here. No, I don't want to do green. Hmm. Do we have any liveries to go with it? Oh, geez. That almost works. Oh, if we did like maybe like a slightly different shade of silver or gray with that, actually this, you know, pop that back over here. Made that just a little darker. You know, I'm not hating that. We haven't done a silver car in a while, or a gray car in a while. Let's do that. Take that outside for a moment and see how it looks under natural light. Ooh, okay. That looks like it could work. I'm digging that. Digging that a lot, actually. Alright, I guess we stumbled on something useful. Body's 99%. I'm curious as to... Trunk. We forgot that fucking trunk. There's a trunk? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Anyway. Lordy. Okay. That counted as a trunk. Here, Jan. Here. If that's a trunk, then my PT Cruiser I had was a frickin' Suburban. Mm-hmm. There we go. Naughty. That was very naughty. That could have easily been made part of the body, or, you know, maybe part of the window. Oh well. Moving on. Okay, back to disassembly mode. And we're going to pull the interior out and replace it. And go back here. We're going to... Actually, hang on. Can we even fix these? I've never really tried. I always assumed you couldn't. Nope. Dang. Worth a shot. Alright, let's go to the interior shop. Do fabric seats. The steering wheel. Come on, you can go now. And there we go. Alright, so we're at 100% for 3 out of 4 already. Very nice. What tire sizes do you have? Looks like just one tire size. That's good. That'll simplify things. I'll tell you what, we're going to save doing the rims for when we actually work on the suspension. So, I think we're going to go ahead and get this thing up in the air and then maybe try to get the engine out. First, I'll check and make sure we ain't got any fluids to remove, which... all the fluid reservoirs appear to be missing. So, like, we'll just pop it up in the air. Maybe drain the oil. And go from there. And we'll need to get the gearbox and the exhaust and all that stuff too while we've got it up in the air. Go. Oh, this thing had like a cup of oil in it. Yeah, all the more reason to rebuild the engine. So, one of the pipes is missing. Take the other one out. Get rid of that, because we're gonna replace it with a performance part. Let's get that off there. Come on, gimme. Not that. Not that. Come on, back up. There you go. Oh good, starter's missing. One less thing to worry about. Okay, so that should be everything back here that's gonna interfere. So let's go fix the gearbox and the drive shaft. I think that's everything. So we got the oil out, we got the gearbox, drive shaft. Come on. Thank you. This looks like a bog standard V8. Wouldn't be too bad to restore. Should be able to pull that out without screwing anything up. And there we go. Just like that. Only were that easy in real life. See what little we could see of the engine, it's not in the best of shape. So all the more reason to rebuild it. Compared to that last Jaguar, this is a pile of rust. So we're going to do the same thing we do with pretty much every engine we do on this series. And we're just going to tear it down from the top down. What are you hung up on? Oh, belt tensioner. Gotcha. Alright, get that off. Oh man, some of those rollers look really crusty. Okay, to go. Let's get this water pump out of the way. Oil covers, come on, there you go. Oh, almost missed that one up there. Tell whether that was a rusty bolt or not from the angle with the lights. There we go. Oh. Did that same thing on this side. Forgot about that whole... that lonely little bolt there on the corner. There we go. Need to come off first. Then you. Okay, apparently we only have one fuel rail. That's not good. We'll be replacing it anyway. All that and the one that's missing. Get all this off there. Alright, time to get the engine heads off. Get the fuel filter. Look at all this clutch stuff off the back, since we're back here. Come on. Out you go. There you go. That. let's get these crankshaft bearings off here. Alright, almost there with the rod caps. Okay, now we can finally get these pistons out. Do what we did with the previous builds and just save the crankshaft and the engine block, and the rest of it's all going to get thrown out. If we can fix them, which we might not be able to save the crankshaft, but we'll give it a try. Okay, off to the repair bench. Oh, we can. Nope. Don't want to do orders. I want to look see what we got here. So, look at condition. Okie dokie. Let's get rid of everything else. Alright. Now, go put that stuff back on. I'm going to build all new engine around it. There you go. Alright. We're going to do this in stages. Got our fuel filter, flywheel. 8 pistons with conrod. 3 crankshaft bearing caps, oil filter, alternator, and power steering pump. Alright, let's go to the performance shop. Start buying our upgrades here. Flywheel. Pistons with conrod, so we need 8 of those. That's a standard part. That's a standard part. There's a power steering pump. First things first. Three crankshaft bearing caps, not camps. Oh, I'm getting tired. Alright. All that put on. Alright. 2. And number 3. Get the rest of these pistons in and we can move on to the next round, because I think that's everything for this first round of assembly. Double check here. Yep. Okay. Okay, so we got the rod caps and the flywheel, or not flywheel, but the clutch plate. Okay, so we're using 2 engine heads. Clutch plate. Rod caps are over here. Go. Those in first. The third pair of them in. Okay. Get that clutch plate put on. Start putting these heads on. So we're good on that. Four camshafts, intake manifold. Got 8 spark plugs. Did we get the... No, we did not. We didn't get the pressure plate. Okay. Yep, brand new intake manifold. Eight spark plugs. Got ourselves a pressure plate now. 2 performance exhaust manifolds. This is standard parts. Start putting stuff in. We're gonna get the oil pan on first so we can write the engine. Okay, let's get the camshafts and the spark plugs for this side put on. And we'll go on do the other side. I'll actually do the intake manifold and then we'll do the stuff for the other side. Okay. We need... Oh yeah, we need to get the pressure plate on. I need to... Clutch release bearing. Alright. We had nothing else going on there. Doesn't look like it. So let's go get some cam gears. Let's release bearing. Excuse me. One big hunkin' supercharger. That thing's expensive. Should give us a much needed performance boost though. It'll be worth it. Get that clutch release bearing in there. And move on. Should be everything so far. Fuel rail, another fuel rail. I need 2 timing belts. They kind of stack on each other a little bit. The other thing's a standard part. Get your fuel rails in there. Timing belt 1, timing belt number 2. And we're going to go ahead and get that timing cover. That's not a performance part. Okay. We got both engine head covers. Got the rollers and pulleys all on the list. Okay. So one of these should be... Yeah, none of these I think are performance parts, so we're going to go ahead and just grab everything from here. Right. Water pump. And crankshaft pulley. Okay, let's get this other engine head cover on. Alright, let's get all these little bits and bobs on here. Alright. Getting there. Let's see, that should be it on our parts for that round. So let's do the belt and the pulley. Throttle, since we're there, and I might as well get these two. Okay. Back over to the performance shop, because I know at least some of these are performance items. Get the rest from the standard parts shop. Alrighty. The rest of these coils in. Okay, and we got a couple more bits and put on here, and then we're should be either done or close to being done with the engine. Oh, we still got the coil covers. We'll get those real quick. Alright, I think we're done. One freshly restored V8 engine. Ready to put back in. Alright, we're just gonna plop this back in and we'll work on some other part of the car. Like, we're in the green, nothing's missing, no question marks. Nope. Popped it back out. I meant to do that. There we go. So, before we get too much further, oh, so it is complete. It's just not. And we go ahead and pull these out. All right. Sell parts and then rid of all that. Over to electrical. Now we're going to need a new one of these. A new one of those. I wouldn't hurt to get a battery too while we're here. Use type C. Need one. That. 3 type Bs. Type A's. Three type B's. Type A relay. Type C. Actually, we need 3 more. Fuse box base A. I need cover A. All right. Get all these fuses put in. Go on to do rest of the engine compartment. And there we go. So we're already missing the module, so we'll just pull the pump out and replace it with a new one. Module on there. Go. Anything else? Oh, there it is. I'm just kind of looking at everything else here. So I need brake servo, ECU, Deal with the air box here in a minute. Our steering, coolant, windshield, fan housing. Need a radiator for that matter. Get all new filter enclosure. Oh, that was missing a clip on there. Didn't get... Who didn't we get on there? Besides him. Should have everything else. Alright, let's go ahead and get some parts ordered. Okay, big servo. ECU is electrical, so we'll get back to that. Our steering reservoir. Coolant reservoir, there we go. Washer fluid reservoir. You got a radiator, good. Air filter base. Cover. We need 4 of these clips. Go. We got a fan housing. Since it doesn't specify which one, we're just going to go with that one. And so we need to make a trip to the tune-up shop to get the filter. This is, yeah, this one's electrical. Okay. Okay, good guess on that. Air filter put in. There we go. Brake servo. Go ahead and put the rest of it in over here. Okay, I think that's it on engine compartment. We'll get the gearbox put on here in a minute. Let's get fluid put in everything. Now we've got all this assembled up here. That and that. So now we go and move over to here. And onto the washer fluid. All right. think that's it here. Let's get her up in the air and we'll start working on other components. First, we'll get the gearbox put on. And since we're already in electrical, this will work out. Go. Okay. Got that. We're not going to put the drive shaft back on until we get the rear suspension put back together. We are, however, going to head and do the exhaust. Go back into disassembly mode. We're just going to take all of this apart. We're going to junk every last bit of it because we're going to replace it all with performance parts. Okay, 2 front exhaust pipes. 2 catalytic converters. 2 middle mufflers, aka resonators. 2 exhaust pipes, and 2 rear mufflers. Alright, that's everything for the exhaust. Let's do the fuel system next. Alright, so not going to get the fuel tank from here, but we will get the fuel pump. The tank itself is just a standard part. Get that next, and then throw that all together, and there we go. She now has fuel. Alright, let's take a look at everything. Well, we're up to 75% part quality, so doing great so far. We should be turning a profit on it now. Oh yeah, and then some. Very nice. So let's continue. Since they're all the same size, I might just go ahead and pull them all off at the same time. Okay. It's 2. And 3. That's 4. Alright, looks like we were able to fix up all the rims. That'll save us a little bit of trouble. These tires are indeed all the same size, which will simplify things even further. Alright, off to the tire shop, open shopping list. So, race tire B, 285.40. So, 285.40 R18, 285.40 R18. Okay. Always want to make sure of that before you get rid of the old tires. These back together. Three. This should be the last. Let's get them balanced. Alright. Couple more here and then we'll be able to get going. Alright, those are all good to go. Now all we should have to do is just, like I said, the rear suspension and the front, and then we should be able to just send it over to the alignment rack and then do the dyno, speed track, I mean, typical stuff we do in most of these episodes. Looks reasonably parts complete, so we might be able to fix up a good number of these, maybe. We'll find out. Come on out. There you go. Yeah, get the bushings out of this leaf spring. There we go. Get this side torn apart. Okay, that's gonna come off smoothly, it looks like. That, not so much. Alright, that's everything off the rear end. Giggity. Alright, let's see how much of this we can fix up. Sorry, I'm getting into focus mode here, trying to not mess things up. Okay. Take a look. Dude, we got almost everything this time. Very nice. That's gonna make our shopping list very short. I think it's the shortest list we've had on this game so far. Cool. Okay, 2 shock absorbers. 4 small rubber bushings. I'm not surprised about the bushings. The bushings are not even a fixable thing. I think the brake pads are in a similar deal. Basically consumables. And a couple of brake discs. Get that drive shaft on there now that we can actually put it in there properly. There we are. Up, 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 back up. Go. This other side nailed down first. There we go. That on. Get the other wheel hub on. There we go. Caliper put back together, and then should be able to pop. Yep, be able to pop the tire right back on. And do the same thing over here. Just get everything put back together and get the wheel back on. I think that should be all we have left back here. Yep, I'm out of parts and only 2 tires, so that is one freshly rebuilt rear suspension. Now we get to do the same thing to the front. We're gonna fix what we can, place what we can't, just like every other car we do on here. These suspension arms off. And 2 rusty bolts, are you kidding? I'll be able to get that steering knuckle out of the way now. I'm going to go ahead and grab the bushings off of this cross member. Why the heck not? Alright. Come on, you. There you go. That. Got one. I was like, wait a minute. Sway bar out of there. Steering rack can go. Steering knuckle and the cross member. That should be everything off here. Yep. Alright, let's go fix this stuff up and see if we can get as lucky as we did with the rear suspension. Oh, I just realized we messed up, but that's okay. Can you guess what it is? Seems like I do this on a fair number of cars. So you'll find out here in a minute. Yep. Forgot to take that apart before we started fixing things. So I don't think any of that's fixable anyway, so we didn't really miss much. Okay, so we're already sorting by condition. It'll be just a simple matter of marking what we need. Okay, sell the parts we don't want to keep. Bam. Alright. Get to ordering stuff here. We got our tie rods. The front springs. Get some brake pads in there for good measure. 12 rubber bushings. For those who aren't keeping score, 4 for each set of suspension arms, and then 4 for the cross member. So 12 altogether. Okay, 2 shock caps. Two shock absorber arms. And our tie rods. End links. Couple of vented brake discs. The caps just for measure. Bottom suspension arm. Sway bar. Caliper. And a knuckle cover. Alright, let's get those suspension assemblies put back together. Okay, so we got cross member in. Now we just need to get the bushings in before we do anything else. And get the front knuckle covers. Now we're just going to pick a side and start in on it. And get the outer tie rod put on. And got our wheel hub in. And link. Our bearing in there. Only slid that easily in real life. Sure, a lot of mechanics would appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Oh, clicked one too many times there. There we go. The other bearing in. Cap put on. This should be it. Check our numbers, and we're 100% on everything. Yay! We hit our goal. Rock on. Alright, let's get you to the alignment rack. Get that all figured out. Okay, one. There's the other. There you go. Everything's neat and aligned. I'll get you over to, I guess it's to the dyno booth. See what our numbers ended up being. Alright, so we're already at 584 horsepower and 534 pound-feet of torque, so it's already a pretty peppy engine from the factory. So let's find out where we ended up. Come on, baby, go. Ooh, I like that. 1,098 horsepower, just shy of 1,100. And 994 pound-feet of torque. A gain of about 89%, or 515 horsepower, and 460 pound-feet of torque, which is about an 87% increase. So, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I like this car a lot. Too bad we're going to sell it. Okay, so one last thing I want to do. We're going to take it out to the speed track. give it a full pull on here and see how fast we can get this thing to go. Listen to that idle. Very nice. Ooh, she's got a bit of a grungy start there. Apparently 181 is about all we're going to get out of her. Alright then. Not too bad. 180 miles an hour is very respectable. Faster than what either one of my vehicles can do. Then again, neither one of my cars are a sports car, so... The only way my car, my Equinox is going to go 180 is if it was thrown off a cliff and had rockets strapped to it. Same for my truck, for that matter. Okay. Before we do anything else, let's get some pictures, because like I said, these are going to end up being the thumbnail for the video once it gets uploaded. Beautiful. Say cheese. Perfect. Okay. Alright, let's look at the final numbers. So 100% on everything, and we bought it for $35,000. You can see the condition bonus and the parts values there on the top. And you can see how much profit we made, so 98 grand. So total sale value 133,600 credits. In-game buckaroos, whatever you want to call them. I wasn't sure where this was going to go value-wise, but this was another one of those pleasant surprises. We made a fair bit of coin off that. Yes, I would like to sell it. Thank you. So, what we're going to do is go ahead and move this over. This guy's going to be our next episode. We are going to move this over into Bay 2. So we've got one more car that's not DLC. In this case, it's a Valson 2040. Basically looks like an old Volvo or maybe an old Merc. You know, typical boxy 80s car. Or I guess this is 70s. No, 90s. Stand corrected. And this is going to be the first of the next DLC which we're doing, which is the Hot Rod DLC. That's a Smith & Parker Eliminator. They're all Smith & Parker, by the way. Apparently, I guess they're a well-known maker of those. So there's going to be 4 more in the series after that. So we're gonna have quite a bit of content with just this DLC here. But yeah, for next episode that you'll be seeing, hopefully within the next few days, we'll be working on this one. So appreciate everybody for watching. Y'all have been killing it with the numbers. We're fast closing in on 600 views now. We're like 589 all for like channel wide. Like I said, every view counts on that stuff. I can't thank you guys enough. Hopefully we can keep this trend going. And given the way I've been having trouble getting a job here, I don't think my schedule is going to change anytime soon. So we'll keep going as far as we can with it. And with that, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to. You don't have to. And we'll see you next time.